Wednesday, Greg. Tea and toast extra today. Do you know what we're talking about?
Nope.
Well, it was your idea.
Jason, I'm supposed to play the part of the stupid one, remember?
We are talking about sequels you never knew existed.
Who, me or them?
Them.
Oh.
The funny thing is, Greg, that you have got most of these films in your DVD collection, haven't you?
Yep.
You knew about them. I didn't. I'm sure lots of those people out there didn't know about them either. Shall we look at the first one?
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Go.
Mannequin 2, Greg.
What?
On the road. No, on the move, sorry.
No, I haven't got this one, by the way.
Haven't you?
No, I didn't even know about this one, Jason.
Well,
what on earth is Mannequin 2?
Mannequin 2 is a sequel to the 1987 film Mannequin. It was released in 1991, called Mannequin on the Move, and it's a romantic, that's easy for me to say, comedy film and a sequel to the 1987 film Mannequin. It stars Kirsty Swanson as a mannequin.
Who?
Kirsty Swanson, who was frozen 1,000 years ago by an evil sorcerer using a magic necklace.
Of course.
What a brilliant plot. She remains frozen until the necklace is removed and can stay permanently unfrozen if she receives a kiss from her true love. The original film's theme song, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship, was featured in this film.
Huh?
The original music score was composed by David McHugh.
So they've even followed on the original score to this one?
Yes.
That's how cheap that was. That's the oh my god.
Police.
Did they really do a sequel, Police?
It didn't star the original stars of the first film in the two leading roles. However, Hollywood from the first film is still in this film. There he is. There. That's Hollywood, if you remember him. Do you remember him?
No.
Oh. Well...
What year was it released?
This was released in 1991.
91?
I command you to come to life. I must be crazy. Oh, yeah. There is definitely something wrong with me. 2.5 billion women in the world, and I'm trying to score with a statue. Gesundheit.
Dankeschön.
Next up, Greg, this is one of yours. It's in your DVD collection. Ace Ventura Pet Detective Jr. I've never heard of this film, Greg.
What an absolute horrendous, diabolical, disgraceful film this is. I mean, I think Jim Carrey is incredible at these films. I know you're not a massive fan, are you?
That's not Jim Carrey, though, is it?
No, but in the first two, that's the part he played, as we all know. Ace Ventura, and then Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. They are still one of the funniest films ever. And then they decided to do this.
Well, unbelievably, this went straight to video, Greg.
Shocking.
Didn't get a theatrical release. It was released in 2009, and it was the third and final Ace Ventura film. Went direct to video. What can I say?
What can you say? I mean, it's just so... Why didn't they just do it as a different film?
Well, it didn't have any involvement from either lead actor, Jim Carrey, nor writer Steve Oderkirk. The film began production in Orlando, Florida in 2007. Was written by Jeff Sank.
I mean, I can just see there, they actually called it. It's also known as Ace Ventura 3. So, it is actually a part of the series, and that's terrible.
In the plot, Ventura Jr. must follow in his father's footsteps, Ace Ventura Sr., to save his mother from going to jail.
From the people that gave you Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, comes...
Ace Ventura Jr., Pet Detective.
Oh my God.
What?
It's happening.
Like father, like son.
That's not normal.
Ace?
Son of the Mask.
Oh my god, this is even worse.
Which did get a theatrical release.
This. I mean, again, it's Jim Carrey. He played the part brilliantly in the first one. We all wanted to see a second one. And when this came out, we thought, oh, here we go. He's not in it. Oh. What are they doing with it? the baby's going to have the mask.
I've never seen this.
Oh.
Wasn't the one where the dog had the mask? Or was that the mask 2?
No, the dog did get in the mask in the first one. There isn't a mask 2.
All right.
And the dog does get involved in this one as well. I mean, as you can see... Oh, it's not in that picture. Well, there is a picture somewhere of it. And it's just terrible. It is horrendous.
It was released in 2005, Greg. It stars Alan Cumming. That's him there as the evil one. I don't believe it stars Jim Carrey or Cameron Diaz, does it?
Nope. Nothing to do with it at all.
The plot is a decade after the events of the first film, Dr. Arthur Neumann is giving a tour of the Hall of Norse Mythology in Edge City Museum. When Dr. Neumann reaches the part concerning Loki's mask, a man in black becomes increasingly anxious. He mentions that Loki created the mask and unleashed it on Earth, and basically the man in black steals it and all sorts of stuff ensues.
Basically, imagine the first one, right? You've seen the first one, haven't you?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Imagine that without Jim Carrey and the mask in it.
And anything that's any good.
Or any funny bits.
Right.
That's what this is.
Find that mask!
New Line Cinema presents
Who's the happy baby?
the next generation of mischief.
Mommy.
You said mama. Well, can you say dad? Mother.
Next on this list of amazing films, Greg.
It's another one of my DVDs, this is.
Home Alone 4. Now, I am confused about the timeline of the Home Alone films because after 2 I stopped watching because 1 and 2 are fantastic.
Right, 1, as we know, is the Christmas belter with
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin. Number 2
Was the next
New
Christmas.
York one, Macaulay Culkin. 3 was the young lad who was actually quite good at playing the part. He was in Liar Liar. He had the haircut like that going round. Anyway, he was quite good on. 3 wasn't horrendous. This one.
Wasn't there another one after this, Greg, that we mentioned before? Where it was a dog? And it was called Bone Alone. No, it's not an adult version.
Well, let's be honest. If you saw a film called Bone Alone, you would think that is a complete hardcore adult film. And it's actually Home Alone. But it's the dog that's been left at home.
Well, Home Alone 4, which was also known in the United States and Canada as Home Alone Taking Back the House,
It's bad.
is the 4th instalment of the Home Alone series. It brings back several of the main characters from the first 2 films, including Kevin McAllister. So you're telling me that boy's playing Macaulay Culkin's part of Kevin McAllister?
I didn't know that.
Well,
I've
you've got
watched it, but I didn't know that.
All of the roles are played by different actors.
Well, that's terrible. Why didn't they just... I mean, the third one I was just on about, that was different family and everything altogether. Well, that's terrible. It really is worth a watch, though, because it's that bad.
New on DVD and video, Home Alone, Taking Back the House.
Here they come. Hello, Marv.
Kevin's back
Kevin?
in the biggest adventure of the year.
Awesome.
The house is bigger. The gadgets are slicker.
Door open.
Kevin's in charge, and the bad guys haven't learned a thing.
Not happy about this, Jason.
About what?
Well, I like to watch the episodes after, to see how the performance was, see if I can improve for next time, and see, what work you need. There's a few notes from last time, let me tell you. But I watched this Facts For You bit, and you gave yourself a lovely Facts For You voice, and then when I did it, you went, Facts For You!
It's funny though, wasn't it?
No, it was ridiculous.
It was funny, wasn't it?
I mean, people think that I'm stupid, Jason. I'm just try and play a comedy role, Jason. But I'm going to be really serious now. That hurt. That did, Jason. So I want to do it this week, and I want it proper. So you do yours, and then I'll do mine, and then we'll both do one together, yeah? How about that?
Facts for you.
So that should sound fantastic now, yeah? Ready?
Facts for you.
Should we do one together?
Facts for you. That was like Ghostbusters. We're ready.
Ghostbusters! Why do
We're
they keep,
ready to serve you.
Why do they keep saying Ghostbusters?
I don't know. It's a long story. We've covered it before.
I know, but I mean, it's hard for them to find that episode, isn't it, that we actually spoke about it?
Do you want to tell the story?
Nope.
All right, let's move on. Your fact, Greg. What's your fact this week?
I'm going to lean over, Jason, because we've got new equipment this week and I'm struggling to work, things out. So it says, this is good, this is, if you're under the age of 38, which isn't you,
No.
Statistics show that the funniest joke you will ever hear in your life you haven't heard yet. So you've heard yours then.
That's really disappointing.
So I'm still waiting for my funniest joke ever yet.
Does that mean one of the jokes that you've told is the funniest joke
You've ever heard, yeah? Ever?
I haven't found any of them funny at all, ever.
Yeah, but what they don't know, Jason, is, again, this is just all a role we play, isn't it? When we stop the camera,
Really not.
when we go and we put these bubbles in, or these little things that we're calling, you are in tears, rolling on the floor in here, crying your eyes out at my jokes.
That's because I want to get out.
Just tell them you're fat.
Tell them I'm fat.
You're fat.
Oh,
Well, you are.
that's
but
a bit rude. Paul McCartney, Greg.
can't stand the Beatles.
I'll tell you what.
I can't.
Is the only musician.
Musician. What is wrong? This is the drunken episode you've ever done.
Paul,
And it's the morning.
Paul McCartney is the only musician who has ever topped the charts as a solo artist, in a duo, in a trio, in a quartet, and in a quintet.
Well,
That's interesting, isn't it?
what a hero. I mean, who cares? He's
Paul McCartney.
been paid for, hasn't he?
Ooh,
Was that an impression?
it's a good one.
Well, let's see it again in slow motion.
Ooh. That's it for Wednesday, Greg. We'll be back on Friday with a weekly scoop, and we'll be back on Saturday with Tea and Toast Saturday,
Shall I say something now?
if you want.
Bye.